Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this video. I wanted to talk about the inquiry research paper today. As I mentioned before, this is going to be our focus for the next couple of weeks to revise these essays and make them some of the best things that you've ever written. Now, on the screen, you'll see that I've got this rubric here. I copied and pasted this onto the bottom of every single person's essay. So I returned the essays early this morning and I uploaded the grades on Infinite Campus. And the best way to get specific feedback is to go to your essay on Google Docs and scroll to the very bottom page. You'll see this rubric with really specific information about your essay in all of these categories. I'm going to take a second just to explain how to read this rubric because it is very different than a rubric that I've used before. So let's take a quick look at it. In the center here are the criteria. These were the things that I was looking for in each specific section. And you'll see that this paper was worth 100 points total. The introductory paragraph was worth 10 points. The source information review was worth 25 points. The explanation or analysis of this information was worth 15 points. The conclusion paragraph was 10 points. The in-text citation was 10 points. The MLA format was 20 points. And that broke down to 10 points for the font, the spacing, and then an additional 10 points for the works cited entries if you did those like I wanted. And then finally, 10 points for the language conventions and rules. Did you use correct grammar? Did you capitalize I? Did you capitalize your name? That was worth 10 points in itself. Now, on the left side, I put comments on areas for improvement. So this is where I'm suggesting changes, whether specific or general changes to your essay. This category is what is going to make your paper better. These comments ended up being pretty long just because I'm a person that really likes to thoroughly explain how to improve things. So don't get disheartened when you look in these categories and you see a lot of stuff. I'm not trying to say that your paper is horrible. I'm just trying to be really thorough about how to make it better. On the right side, we'll see areas of excellence. This is stuff that I don't want you to change. This is stuff that were excellent, wonderful pieces of writing. So if you see stuff over here and everybody had excellent areas of their paper, these are the things that you don't need to change. Again, these comments ended up being a little bit shorter, and that's just because it was kind of a pat on the back, like great job, but these areas of improvement are what I'm really wanting us to focus on in the next couple of weeks. Now, there was one specific thing that kept a majority of us from earning as many points as possible, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit today. We're going to start out here in the source information review. Obviously, the purpose of a research paper is for you to show me that you can do good research and that you can include this information in your paper. And everybody had good information, but what the problem was is for a lot of our papers, I saw no quotes or no direct summary of this information. And a lot of the times I didn't see references, I didn't see references as to the sources of information. Reference to sources. Now, if you didn't quote stuff, if you didn't directly summarize these sites and tell me where you got it from, that's plagiarism. If you didn't have quotes, if you didn't have a direct summary and you didn't tell me where it's from, you got a 0 out of 25 in this category. And that's 25% of this entire paper. You may have included information, but if you didn't include that information as a quote, or you didn't tell me where the information's from directly, you didn't earn these points. Now, if you didn't include the specific information, then you didn't really explain it. Now, what I'm looking for in this explanation or analysis is going to be a "this quote means that." Or you could have said, "this shows that." These kind of sentence starters show your analysis of this information. You need to be showing me some creative thinking about these quotes. But if you didn't use quotes or a direct summary or a reference to these sources, then you couldn't have explained the quotes or the direct sources. So that means that you would have earned 0 out of 15. So we're starting to see a snowball effect. If you didn't have this, then you can't have had points for the explanation. There's a third step to this snowball, and that if you didn't have quotes, if you didn't have the direct summary, then you probably didn't have in-text citations, which also leads to plagiarism. Which means that you would have earned 0 out of 10 points in this category. So it happened in a lot of our papers that I didn't see quotes. I didn't see references to the sources, which means that you lost 25 points, then you lost 15 points, and then you lost 10 points, which totals 50 points. So if this happened with your paper, if you see some of these comments on your rubric, that means that you automatically lost 50% of your paper points. This is what we're going to be focusing on for the next several weeks: researching, adding the quotes with in-text citations, explaining the quotes or these summaries, and then making sure, again, that we have these in-text citations and we have a works cited page. Again, this was the biggest thing I saw, and this is why we're going to be focusing on it. In order to help us with that, I made this document. You'll see it on Google Classroom, the Inquiry Paper Research Planning and Outline. It might seem a little redundant or repetitive, but for many of us, this document has a step-by-step process to make sure that you earn as many points as possible. Just like we did in class, the first thing that you see on this paper is a research information dump. That's just my way of saying this is where you can put your research once you found it. Some of us need to continue to do research. Some of us already have the research done. If you already have all of your research, you don't need to use this. If you need to do some more research, feel free to copy and paste URLs from the website that you found information so you don't lose that website. And then I would suggest that in this line, put the exact quote or write the exact summary of the information that you will include in your paper. This is going to ensure that you know where the information's from and you know exactly what you're adding into your paper from this source. If we scroll down a little bit further, I've created an outline that goes step by step through each piece of that rubric. For instance, your introduction paragraph needs to start with a hook. If you want to, you can click on this little line that says I, and you can type your hook here. Now, if you have an awesome hook already, you don't need to do it. If you have a comment on your rubric that says you need to work on your hook, this is a place where you can organize your ideas. Use it if you'd like to. Furthermore, for the introduction, it provides a general background information with 3 to 5 sentences, and then it ends with a research question as stated as a question with a question mark. I also have a breakdown of every single body paragraph. If you lost out on that 25 points for the source information, I would highly suggest following this outline. It has everything you need for each body paragraph, including a topic sentence. The next sentence should explain any complicated terms if you need. The following sentence will introduce the source of the information. Is it from an article? Is this source of information from a organization's website? Did you find this information in a book? Is it from an interview on a TV show? Is it from Instagram? Tell me where you got your information from. The following sentence is the exact quote or summary and the in-text citation. Now, you can use as many quotes as you want in your paragraphs. So you could have only one quote. You could have a second quote if you need. You could even copy this and add an additional space for another quote if you would like to. Have as many quotes as you would like per paragraph. That's up to you. But make sure that you have the quote or the summary and you have the in-text citation. The next sentence explains any complicated terms. Do you have to define interdimensional gravity? Do you have to define something so I understand it? The next sentence is your explanation or analysis. I have these sentence starters. This quote shows that. This is important. This connects to that because I'm really looking for your creative ideas in this part of your essay. And then the body paragraph needs to end with the concluding sentence that summarizes the main point and then transitions to the next body paragraph by introducing what that topic is going to be. So I have this for the first body paragraph, the second body paragraph, the third body paragraph. It's all the same information. And I also have a place for you to organize your ideas for your conclusion. Did you restate the research question? Did you summarize the main points of each of the body paragraphs? And do you have a passionate so what that takes your information and applies it to a larger audience? In my next video, I will be filling out my example research paper planning and outline. So if you're not sure what this looks like, or if you're not sure how to plan a body paragraph, watch my next video. I'm going to be running through research. I'm going to show my planning. And then next week, we'll start adding quotes and we'll start improving these papers. If you want to redo, revise, and edit your inquiry paper, I will give you 100% points back for everything that you've earned. If you earned a 50%, but you do everything perfect in the revisions, I'll give you a 100% on this paper. You have every opportunity to increase your grade in my class. I would highly encourage you to do so, and that's why we're working on this the next several weeks. Revisions are due April 30th. That's a couple weeks from now, so you've got until April 30th to get this stuff done. Please email me if you have any questions. I would love to help. Stop by my office hours every Wednesday on Zoom from 9 to 10 a.m. I'd love to help. This is going to try to make these pieces of writing some of the best things that you've ever written and really gear your thinking towards next year in high school. Let me know if you can help. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy this gorgeous weather. See you next time.